use your guest posing opportunities as a way to get feedback from the judges on how you're posed. I think that's brilliant, and I've never heard anybody ever say that.
Well, so I know I got a few people who actually messaged me on that. Like, why would you ever ask a judge at guest posing? And one of the guys who asked me was an actual judge, and he was kind of condescending when he was talking to me online. And I was really surprised at that. So you have to understand there's a fine line between kissing ass and getting actual feedback and letting them know you're serious. Because the top people in the industry, they get so many people smothering them where they probably don't want to hear, like, from so many competitors reach out to top people that are in the sport. And, you know, you got to have a fine line in, like, respecting them and just, like, giving them their space, because their job is hard enough as it is. And I've always known that and always looked at it that way. So when I say, hey, critique my physique, you have to understand, like, when I retired in 2013, I was at my worst, all-time worst. And so after that, I thought I'd never compete again. And then I had huge setbacks with 2 rotator cuff surgeries. In my right shoulder, I have 9 screws, and in my left shoulder, I have 5 screws. So it took me like 3 years just to recover from all of that and start competing again. So when I competed in 17, I took dead last in the Masters Baltimore Pro. I took dead last in the 2018 Masters Baltimore Pro. And then I just put the blinders on for Pittsburgh last year, and I came out winning the over 50 and the over 40. But I did a few, two titles in one night. So, but I did a few guest posings before that, and I went to the guys that have known my physique, and I wanted to know, am I on track to look like the old Vinny Galanti? And I got feedback where some guys were like, hey, your waist needs to come down a little bit. Hey, your rear delts need to come out a little bit. And I worked on those things. I take to heart what the judges say. I always have. If a judge said to me, you were off, I was off, and I had to come back harder. I always looked at it as, this is a time for me to make a connection with everybody in the industry. I don't think there are people who don't like me, and there are people who love me. You're going to get that. And I don't really care about the people who don't.
I don't know anybody that doesn't like you, but if you say so.
Well, no, there are. I know there are, but that's fine. I don't focus on that. I just look at it as a business. So that part of me asking a judge for feedback at a guest posing is just part of how I operate. I'm not better than anybody. I put my pants on the same way every day, one leg at a time. And I just, I think last year and the year before when I was coming back, I asked so many people for advice. I think it tainted my rep a little bit in the local area, that people thought I didn't have my shit together and that I lost my confidence. And it wasn't that. It was like, I want to get back into the mix of things. I want to know, what are guys doing today? What are their training programs? What's out there? Because at 52, 51, 52, it was difficult for me to come back, not only from the surgeries, but at this age where I had to change my training 100%. I had to do everything differently. And training for the show last year, it was way different than I ever trained for any other show. And it's challenging when you're older. You're like, man, this is not happening the way it used to happen. It's not working. But no, just to get back to guest posings, it was really just to get feedback and to challenge myself to be better, because nobody was giving me an honest opinion. No, everyone, either they were stroking me, saying I was fantastic, which I knew I wasn't, or they wouldn't say anything. So I wanted a judge who would not lie to me.